So how can organizations use existing investment now to manage this shift better?
Okay, that's a tricky question because there are existing investments that will help with the current scenario, and there are investments that are going, unused. For example, you have invested in real estate, you have invested in furnitures or a facility which may be world class, but in current scenario you may not be able to use it. But at the same time, there are investments companies made in collaboration tools or remote working. They created policies and systems around it because even the IT needs to be, changed to support that kind of a model. Companies who have already done that is basically benefiting out of it. Even in our learning scenario, companies who have already moved towards digital learning scenario, who have invested heavily on creating digital content or created that framework to produce digital content. Those companies are benefiting in this scenario because they don't have to put people in one place to train anybody. And obviously, there are more and more areas that you need to train people now because of whatever the changes happen. I also see this particular scenario, what is blessing in disguise is any change you want to bring in requires a lot of convincing to be done. You have to, talk to people from all the levels so that they agree to whatever the change you're bringing in, because it requires money, it requires effort, it requires hardware, software, everything. But as a pandemic scenario is actually, breaking all these barriers. When something is needed, yeah, it is needed tomorrow. So when somebody wants to go remote, 2 years ago, probably there'll be a lot of resistance he has to face. Even if the CEO wants, the stakeholders would not be ready to do it, or they would have given him a plan of 5 years. Okay, let's do it in 5 years. But now you can see there are companies who have gone completely remote in a month's time. Obviously, there will be issues, but the change management happened, the amount of change management at the organization level or even individual level. People will be hesitant to install a software, to learn a software, use a software. You have to do a lot of, communication around it. You have to train them. But today, people have to go and learn because that is the necessity. You see the amount of individuals who have learned to do all kind of this remote, talking to each other and collaboration and all that. Earlier, you do a WhatsApp call, people will come. But if the moment you say Zoom call, if you take 10 people, 8 people will ask what is Zoom. But today, all 10 will say they know what is Zoom. So the change management had happened much, much faster in these periods. So companies, partially, whatever the investment they've done on IT and strengthening it in terms of communication, definitely they can use it in other areas. But obviously, physical investments are going to suffer.